But before we get down to business, let us first, of course, acknowledge some very important entities who made TEDxSillimanU possible. And that is, of course, because TEDx is brought to you by the Silliman University Culture and Arts Council in cooperation with Coco Grande Hotel and GUD Moto Trading Incorporated, with the support of the Silliman University Student Government Student Assembly, United Architects of the Philippines Student Auxiliary, Silliman University Chapter, and of course the Renaissance Youth Leaders Forum. And now, let's officially begin this afternoon's TEDx with a welcome message to be given to us by Dr. Lind Elmaco, the Coordinator of Institutional Linkages of the Silliman University School of Public Affairs and Governance. She spent the past decade living and working in Europe, understanding and deconstructing governance and civil society. She is an awardee of the 10 Outstanding Students of the Philippines in 2002, the Ayala Young Leaders in 2001, and the Jose Rizal Model Student of the Philippines also in 2001. She holds an International Doctorate Degree in Peace, Conflict, and Development Studies from Catedra UNESCO de Filosofia para la Paz sobre saliente. She graduated from Silliman University with a degree in Political Science, magna cum laude, and was the most outstanding student. Now, in behalf of Dr. Elmaco, is physically unable to join us today as she is needed to be in Leuven, Belgium, is another advocate for Convergence, Divergence, a contemporary and alumna of Silliman University, but above all, a close friend of hers who graciously agreed to read and extend to us her words of welcome to all of you today. Differently but equally accomplished and more in the field of public leadership and service, to open the program and to extend the words of welcome, the former mayor of Bais City, more fondly called by the public as Mayor K, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Karen F. Villanueva. A big round of applause, please.
Good evening. This is Jenny's message. An experience makes its appearance only when it is being said. Hannah Arendt writes as she reflects on how language provides reality upon existence. And unless it is said, it is, so to speak, non-existent. And so here we are today to breathe life into into the experiences of some of the most fascinating people in our community. The theme Convergence, Divergence speaks about journeys of taking different roads, of stories about coming home, of finding common ground, of shaking the current system, of uncovering, discovering, learning, and unlearning. In biology, we see convergence and divergence in the evolution of organisms. For example, Darwin's finches, a group of birds known to reside in the Galapagos, show a remarkable diversity in beak form and function. The vegetarian tree finch has a parrot-like beak, and it is a bud eater. Some have grasping beaks because they are insect eaters, or a probing beak because it is a cactus eater, or crushing beaks because they are seed eaters. The birds are believed to originate from a common ancestor, but look very different. They came divergent. On the other hand, we see convergent evolution, where we see changes in population that lead to similarities due to organisms in similar environment, although they are not closely related. So if we remember in our elementary classes, sharks are fish, dolphins are mammals, seals are mammals, penguins are birds, and turtles are reptiles. They all have streamlined bodies and fins or flippers because they all are in a marine environment. They have converged. We see convergence and divergence in math as well. But since both Karen and I, or Jenny and I, barely made it alive in our calculus class, we will leave this to our math professors. What is more important is how we see convergences and divergences in our lives and in our relationship with this city and with the Silliman. The stories of this campus beside the sea are of those from converging from different places, different countries, bonded together with the goal to grow and excel in every dimension of university life in order to strengthen character, competence, and faith. And when we leave the halls of Silliman, we diverge into the highways and byways of life, becoming part of other communities, forming new relationships, and leaving our mark in our careers and imparting a part of ourselves on the people that we meet. I am a true blue Sillimanian. I walked these halls when I just started to learn how. And here I absorbed, I devoured knowledge, I grew up. Then I stepped out of these halls and made a home in different lands, and I continued to seek knowledge. I am always asked where I come from. A favorite writer, Chimamanda Adichie, said, "Don't ask me where I am from, ask me where I am a local." My experience is where I'm from, and I live this because I fully agree that experience shapes who you are and are in many ways far more important than the concepts and stereotypical ideas we connect with them. The great Albert Einstein even goes to say that the only source of knowledge is experience. So I was born in the Philippines, but I am a local of Japan, Austria, the UK, Germany, the US, and Spain. And through these, I embraced the sights and sounds and adopted the art of being proper from the English, the structure and precision of Austria and Germany, the lessons of honor from Japan, and living la vida loca in Spain, among others. In one of those pit stops in between, I had written something which I wish to share to you. There have been lots of days where moments were too grandiose and memories were too real. Other times when we are left with questions and shaken by the demands of tradition. I have taken huge steps that I never thought I would ever take. I catch myself more often than not in unfamiliar terrain, in strange slopes, having deep conversations with the waves, or sharing my thoughts with camels. I never really knew or know how I got where I got. I just knew in my heart that I was constantly moving, and in motion was how I was supposed to be. More than a decade ago, I left all that was familiar to me and found parking places and pit stops that gave me a little more character. Splashes of color, lots of cultural stickers, and maybe even a bump here and there. From time to time, I find my way back home, only to leave again after a while, realizing that I am more a seeker than anything else. I have stopped trying to explain what I wanted and where I was headed. Nobody really truly understands pilgrims. And we are all, in our own way, doing the exact same thing. The voyages might be different. The roads might not be the same. Some breaks are longer than others. Some pack our backpacks lightly, and others with every precious thing that they have. But every time we make a decision, we embark on our journeys and we create our own paths. I think the greatest mistake we can ever do is to think that we have to follow someone else's route, or that there is a tried and tested rule in each quest. The conquering is more of an inner battle. The adventure, after all, is more within ourselves. So be fully immersed in today's adventure. Learn from the TV executive who has revolutionized Philippine entertainment, the educator psychologist who found the interconnections of the mind with life and sports, the diplomat who redraws the lines between relations and relationships, the artist whose creations nurture and transform, the writer who has, through his prose, taught us to confront our monsters and to not look away. And of course, from the multi-hyphenated who is every bit a queen. From the sunny side of Spain, let me send my congratulations to the organizers and to the volunteers. This is your legacy, and I am very proud of all of you. Thank you for your great work and for taking the challenge to show the world Silliman's ideas worth sharing. And to all of you, as you meet these influencers, I hope you listen with intent to understand. Squirm, be uncomfortable. Give yourself permission to change your mind. Nod your head or shake it. Be inspired. Be fully present. Experience. Exist.